Hey, yo, I feel like talking my shit. I feel like talking my shit. I feel like talking my shit. I feel like.
Hey everyone, this is Drea.
And it's Billy. Welcome back to 220-Somethingss.
Thank you for all your continuous support as we keep rolling from one episode to the next.
Yeah, we truly appreciate those taking the time to keep up with us.
In today's episode, we will be starting off with our usual sweet and low as always, which is our quick check-in on how our day or week has been going so far. Sweet being the positive side and low being the done.
Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast, social media platforms, and many more. Our info can be found in the description.
Woo! Miss Billy, happy hump day to you. A ver, dime, girly, how was your day?
My day was the longest day ever, even though I didn't do too much. So that's really my low, is I just feel low energy and exhausted. And my sweet is that I completed not only one, but two kickboxing classes back to back. So
What? Okay, you're my superstar. I always tell you, you go, girl.
thanks. And what about you? What is your sweet and low for today or the week?
Oh, girl, I'm just exhausted. So that is like my number one low. But my sweet is that I finally am getting my life together.
Okay, so in today's podcast, we will be discussing friendship, the big F.
Like,
Woo!
excuse me, headache.
So according to Google, definition of a friend is a person whom one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection, typically exclusive of sexual or family relations. Do you agree with this, Drea?
Let's see. Yeah, but if I had the power to edit this definition, I would like just add more words like someone you have a bond that you trust, that you build a foundation with, um, and someone that you really care for.
I can agree with those changes. But yes, I definitely agree with this definition. And I think just the part that says typically exclusive of sexual or family relations, I always tell like guys who are like, oh, like we could be friends, or I'm like, I don't fuck my friends. So like if you want to be my friend, then it means we've never fucked. And so if we fuck, so you're not my friend. So just wanna note that for the record.
That is true. Oof, I think we need like a whole different episode about that.
I would agree. So I just wanted to go back to friendships then and then friendships now. Um, in high school, when you were younger, what made someone your friend?
Well, the first words that popped in my head is someone you're with most of the time. Uh, you're having lunch with, or you have some classes with, or you spend homeroom or before school or after school together. That was what a friendship was to me. But it wasn't until like I went through more life experiences. But yeah, it wasn't until I graduated from high school and like continued getting older that I realized that there's so much more than just spending time with someone. For example, you could be hanging out with someone every day, but are you guys having deep conversations? Or do you guys really trust each other, or are you guys just doing it because out of convenience and because in high school we were all restricted in the same building, like you had no other choice but to make a friend there.
Yeah, friendship out of convenience is a real thing that people don't typically understand. And a lot of false friendships can be built out of that because it's like, oh, we work together, or we go to school together, or we hang out in the same area, or we know the same people. And a lot of people develop these convenient friendships just out of a common area or place and not because of any actual similar beliefs, values, or like you said, bond of trust or care. So that's a real thing. In high school, what made someone my friend? I think I've always been a little bit complicated when it comes to friends. Um, but I have made some bad friend choices or just used the term very loosely with some people. But yeah, when it came to friends for me, I definitely agree that it was like someone who I could talk to or share anything with. Um, People that I can call on or call up on, and they would be there or provide a source of support. Um, yeah, I think that's really what made someone my friend.
Yeah, definitely agree with you, Tessa. And how did these friendships work out?
I think most of the people that I was friends with in high school, I'm not friends with anymore. I actually have friends that I went to high school with that weren't my friends in high school that I'm closer with now. So that's how that worked out.
Yeah, very similar. In high school till now, I basically have just two high school friends that remain standing strong so far. And yeah, I thought I used to have a lot of friends in high school, but no, like I said earlier, it was out of convenience.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you're winning with two because I have zilch, nada, or like I said, some that I became friends with after high school, but not necessarily while I was in high school. So yeah.
Mhm.
And as you have grown, how has your view on what a friend is changed or not changed?
Ooh, girl. It was a hard pill to swallow when I realized that the term friend or friendship is used very loosely. And then it was another hard pill to swallow when I realized that people become friends with each other out of convenience. And I'm gonna keep repeating this because that's so true. Once you leave that certain space, that's when you realize, hey, did I really even have a special bond with X person? Like, does this person really know when I'm upset? Or do they actually know my love language? Or, like you stated earlier, do we have similar values? So that's how friendship changed for me.
And before we get into, my answer to that question, what is your love language? Just let's go on
Ooh.
a take
So,
a break real quick.
my love languages, plural, because I'm that extra. Libra here. Let me stop. They're all of them are my love languages. I love doing things for my friends. I love helping them, surprising them. I love spending time with my friends. I love giving my friends stuff
Beautiful.
that I make, or if I'm outside and I see something that reminds me of them, be like, oh, X person is gonna like that. Yeah, like if I could carry all my friends in my pocket, I would.
I don't believe that shit. Anyway,
Girl, don't talk to me like that.
back to the question
No, 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 no,
that was
no, 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 no. Wait, Missy, what are your love languages?
what are my love languages? I would definitely say all of them as well. Some of them less than others.
Mm.
The biggest one for me is quality time. If I'm not spending quality time with a person that I love or care for, whether it's in a romantic relationship or friendship, then it's really a no-go for me. I've lost friends. I've lost friends because they wouldn't like hang out with me, and not like they wouldn't hang out with me like, oh, I don't want to hang out with you, Tessa, but like because that wasn't their love language, or that's not how they felt, like they didn't feel like that was a super highlight or important to them. So um yeah, and I've lost friends and people who don't share that same love for quality time as me. It's very important to me.
I completely agree. When someone doesn't really share a love language with you or even try to understand your love language, it kind of sucks because it's like there was potential there. and potential as in like can both level up together. But it sucks. And it's life. Really. Now I want to know, what does being a friend mean to you now that you shared your love languages?
I mean, it means a lot of things. Are you saying from my perspective, or kind of just like what I look for in a friend? Or I can give a little bit of both if
Yeah, you can give a little bit of both.
So when I look for a friend, I'm looking for somebody who is supportive, caring, not judgmental. So I would say like very open-minded. And I think another thing that's really important to me is someone who has a sense of humor, because I do like to laugh a lot. Even though I have moments where I can be very serious. It's just like
The sass. It's the sass for me.
it's the snaz. Let's get it
The
done.
fire energy.
But yeah, those are the things that's really important to me, and that's kind of like a little bit of what being a friend to me means. And then for me, being a friend, I think it's definitely reciprocation. Like, I want to give those same things to my friend. I want to have a sense of humor. I want to be trusting. I want to be open-minded. I want to be non-judgmental. And I being a problem solver. So what I mean by that is just kind of like helping people come to a realization or an idea, not necessarily being forceful or being like it's my way or no way at all, but I love to see people grow. I'm on a growing self-love healing journey, and I want everyone to kind of be on that same love and light path that I am. And it's not always love and light. There are dark tunnels as well, but I want someone who is capable and willing to grow, because I am. And so those are the things that's really important to me.
And yeah, I would have to definitely agree with you, but also add people being considerate and also grateful. Um, I have learned to be more grateful during my healing journey as well, because life is short and you can't take anything for granted. And we are so blessed to meet people, even if that chapter could have ended sour. Still be grateful because you learned something out of it. You don't really end up losing anything. You end up gaining more strength and more insight of yourself. And what I bring as a friend like you, I reciprocate. I love reciprocating the energy. I feel like I'm very adaptable to different things. So, like, I love being creative. So, if you don't know how to draw or paint and your creative outlet is music, then okay, let's go blast music, sing, and dance. So, yeah, that's me.
Okay. And that's great. I think reciprocation is a big thing that we definitely in our generation currently miss out on. People don't like to reciprocate. People also just put in minimal effort. So those are some things that I think that needs to change in order for us to have better friendships and be better friends. And then, like we said, people just use the term friends very loosely, and kind of just everyone is like a friend.
Mhm.
And doing some research, and before starting our podcast, we thought about it, and we were like, a better word for someone who you may like or share some common interests with should be called an acquaintance. And according to the definition of an acquaintance, it is a person one knows slightly, but who is not a close friend. And so, maybe this is someone you don't want to tell your deepest, darkest secrets to. Maybe this is a person that you see often, maybe like when you go to kickboxing and you meet up with this person and you talk about kickboxing together or your fitness goals, and that's an acquaintance. Or maybe it's the woman that you befriend, when you go to the coffee shop every morning. That could be an acquaintance. But someone who you talk to every night and go out and hang out with them and meet up in different places, maybe it's okay to call them a friend. Maybe that person who does know your trauma and your triggers, you can call them your friend. And no, we're not talking about your therapist. Even though I think, I mean, in some ways I'm like, oh, maybe my therapist is my friend, but then I'm like, no, she's not.
I mean, she knows everything about me. Like, listen, woman, you are my friend, even if
This
we
point,
can't
she's
be
your
friends.
bestie. At this point, they're our besties. Like, hey, bestie. We should do that. Next call, we should be like, hey, bestie.
Or I'd be like, hey, auntie.
Not auntie, you know
I'd be
what?
like, auntie. It's crazy because mine is a Libra just like me. Mm-mm-mm. Pero,
Yeah, so it was great just talking about how we have friendships have grown and how in the eyes of where we are in our 20 somethings, friendship is not viewed the same way that it used to be in high school. And like you said, just kind of making friends out of convenience. School friends are a thing. And most of your friends when you are a young child do come from school, but um those are not always the truest friendships that you may form in your lifetime.
they could be basically acquaintances the whole time.
Right. But you were calling them your friends. Ooh.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you can't be pouring out your secrets to everyone who's your friend.
Or should you?
Or
No,
should
you shouldn't.
yeah.
You shouldn't. You
You're
shouldn't.
always playing devil's advocate with me.
Well, all of us talking about friendship, it just makes me curious about like our friendship. And I know we briefly touched on this in another episode. I don't know. I think I want to hear from your perspective. What do you think makes our friendship really great?
Honestly, I feel like we really are sister signs because we both be thinking the same, but you're just more vocal about it, and I'm just more like laid back. But like you've been telling me recently, I really need to say what I gotta say, and I'll let things drag. But oh yeah, our friendship. I'm honestly very grateful for our friendship because our friendship has really blossomed. And it feels one of these, I don't know if anyone feels it this way, but it feels like we both planted a seed together and we have a sturdy friendship foundation. Like, even if we have disagreements, you and I, like, we'll take our space or we'll just go straight up and be like, you know what, it kind of bothers me, XYZ. Being comfortable enough to tell each other what's wrong. And that's what I appreciate and love about our friendship.
Oh, that's so nice. When you were saying it feels like we planted a seed, I thought you were gonna say and we made like a baby plant or something.
Well, I mean, girl, our podcast is our baby. If you guys
Right.
haven't listened to the other podcast episodes, not me trying to market.
No. No, but it's true. Go back and listen, pick up some gems, some jewels, some
Mhm.
laughs,
And
all
check
the
out our YouTube channel too.
live in action.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for me?
Um, what about you? You didn't answer the question.
I didn't know that I had to. I wasn't asked. I asked that question. But
Oh, I just automatically assumed. I'm sorry, Bubba girl.
what do I love about our friendship? It's authentic, it is genuine, and I think the last this is like I was not gonna get teary-eyed, but it just feels like home. I think that
Stop it. You're gonna make me cry.
I think it's a good feeling when you are friends with someone who you can be yourself in front of. They can see you for who you are. You're able to fall in front of them and they're gonna help you pick you up and not, kick you while you're down. So I think you've been all of those things and more. And there's just been laughs along the way. There have been cries along the way. There has been yelling along the way. There's been a lot of hoes in this house because, we was whopping it, you know what I'm saying? And so I just think that we have grown so much and we come so far just from the two girls we were when we met each other to the two women that we're becoming. And so, like I said, it feels like home when you're able to go through trials and tribulations with someone and still feel a warm embrace when you're around them and want to be around them and just enjoy your time when you're with them. So, yeah.
I was the one getting teary. Like, what? Oh my God. Yeah. I love you.
I love you too. Yeah. And I think that's, that's kind of where the podcast comes in, and, just everything. And, we're growing together. Like, we're growing as individuals, but we've done a lot of growing together and we help each other grow. And that's also really important in your friendship too. It's like holding your friends accountable for when they fuck up and them holding you accountable for when you fuck up. And talking about the things that are really hard, talking about the things that not only the things that you like, but the things that you don't like. And like you said, we do that. We are comfortable enough to say, hey, I don't like how this made me feel, or I didn't like when you did that, and not take it personal to the point where it's like, oh, you're picking on me, or you're not being my friend. And maybe, like you said, taking that time, that space, thinking about it, reflecting, and then coming back and saying, okay, here's what we need to talk about, and let's figure out a plan moving forward together. Not here's what it is and you go figure it out and then come back and tell me what that looks like. So
yeah, those conversations are so uncomfortable, but I'm glad that I can be comfortable while being uncomfortable with you.
Yeah, I agree. And I just also wanted to add too, is that a lot of people, and this is definitely another, this will never be another podcast episode, but a lot of people don't understand, I think, the foundation and the fundaments that it takes to build a friendship is what it takes to have a long-lasting relationship. And so a lot of people don't know how to be friends. Being a friend starts with being a friend to yourself. I think that's where we start. Be a friend to yourself. And then when you're a friend to yourself, then you could be a friend to someone else. And then once you're a friend to someone else and a friend to yourself, then you can be in a relationship with someone else, because being in a relationship is really just a friendship that includes that sexual, intimate relationship. It includes more physical intimacy than a friendship. But that's the only added component to a relationship with your spouse or your partner versus with your friend. So if we know how to be friends to ourselves, and we know how to be friends to other people, then we can be in a good relationship with someone. But a lot of people don't know how to be a friend to their self first. And that's why we don't have a lot of good friendships, because friendship is not negative self-talk. Friendship is not doubting yourself. Friendship is being secure, confident, outgoing, and believing in yourself. And once you're able to do that for yourself, that is what a true friendship and bond composes of. And then you can apply that to a friend, because you can build them up and be positive to them and be outgoing with them, or encourage them to be outgoing. And I think I haven't always been the best friend to myself, but I am that for me now. And that's why I think I'm able to be such a good friend in my friendships with my friends that I do have.
So proud of you.
Thank you. That was a long talk.
So proud of you, because I've seen you in this healing journey. And that's such a big growth.
Yeah. Well, that has been our podcast. I don't know about you, Drea. Do you have any last thoughts to add?
Oh, I got more thoughts, but we can't make this so long. So I think, like you said earlier, we're gonna have a part 2. And I think in that episode we should discuss like friendship heartbreaks, how he's dealt with that. And like you said, like, have you ever gotten into a relationship without being friends with that person first? I feel like that would be interesting to also touch on.
Yeah.
Or maybe that could be like another 3rd episode, because that's a lot. But what you guys could do is send us questions or scenarios, situations through our NGL link on Instagram. You can find it in our bio. Anything else, Miss Billy?
Yeah, and go make sure that you like, comment, subscribe on our social media platforms. We have content up, content still coming, and we will be chatting to you guys and gals later.
Bye.
Bye.